I'm Yoga Jessie, and thanks for joining me on another BooksMoveMe yoga adventure. Today we'll be reading Duck on a Bike by David Shannon. Let's get started by warming up our bodies. Meet me on your hands and knees in table pose. Spread your fingers wide like big number 5s. From here, arch your back and look up to the sky for cow pose and say, moo! Then tuck your chin, look to your belly button, and push your spine up for cat pose. Say, meow! Look to the ceiling again for cow, moo! And back to your belly for cat, meow! One more time in cow, moo! Then make a nice flat back. From table pose with a nice flat back, we're going to come into giraffe. Reach one arm up to the sky to make a really long neck and make a mouth with your hand. Munch the leaves in the trees. Bring that hand down and switch, reaching the other one way up high. Switch again, and this time there's an apple in the tree. Take a big bite and say, crunch. Switch one last time, reaching up to the leaves. Take 2 little bites. And then the giraffe is so full, it has to burp. Count down from 3 and say burp with me. 3, 2, 1, burp. Excuse me. Now come into puppy pose. Sit back on your feet, reaching your hands out in front. We're going to bounce here for puppy pose. Pup-E pose. And then come up into your table. Try it again. Pup-E pose. And one more time. Pup-E pose. Now your puppy is going to grow up to be a dog. Turn your toes under. Stretch your tail up to the sky. Look back at your toes and give me 3 big dog barks. Woof, woof, woof. Then come all the way down to your knees. Sit back on your feet and tuck your hands back by your toes. Rest your head down on the floor. In mouse pose, give me a little squeak, squeak. Squeak, squeak. Take a deep breath in. Squeak, squeak. Squeak, squeak. And then come all the way up to standing. Reach up to the sky and wave to the sun. Say, hello, sun. Then keeping your legs standing, reach all the way down to the ground and say, hello, toes. Bend your knees. Put your hands on your knees and look around and say, hello, friends. Then look back down to your toes and say, goodbye, toes. Reach all the way up. Say, thank you, sun. Grab a piece of the sun, bring it down to your heart, and blow it out like a birthday candle. Come all the way down to sit crisscross, like a pretzel. And let's get ready to read. Let's start by waking up our ears so they're ready to listen. Take your finger and your thumb and make a little pincher just like this. And then rub along the edge of your ears, working your way all the way up to the top. And when you get to the top, rub all the way back down. Then we'll wake up our eyes to make sure they're ready to read and look at the pictures. Rub your hands together. Do you feel how warm they're getting? And make 2 circles. Bring those circles up to your eyes to make sure they're ready to read. And then bring your arms out to the side. Let's take 3 deep breaths together, breathing in, making a big circle above our head, and then letting all the air out. Breathe in. And last one. I think we're ready for our BooksMoveMe yoga adventure. Our story today is Duck on a Bike by David Shannon. Looking at the cover of our story, what do you think this book might be about? I see a duck, and he's riding a bike. Thinking about what a story might be about before reading is called a prediction. Good readers make predictions before they read. Let's keep going with our prediction. Next, we see the cover page, or the title page, and this gives us a little bit more information. Duck is looking at that bike, but if you look around, where is Duck? I see a pig, and a barn, and a cow. Do you think this story might take place on a farm? What other animals might you see on a farm? Let's find out what happens in this story, Duck on a Bike. One day, down at the farm, Duck got a wild idea. I bet I could ride a bike, he thought. He waddled over to where the boy parked his bike, climbed on, and began to ride. At first, he rode very slowly, and he wobbled a lot, but it was fun. Let's do bicycle pose. Come down onto your back. And put your feet up high like you're riding a bicycle. Bring your hands up too. We're going to move our hands and our feet just like we're riding a bike. And like Duck in the story, we're going to start out slow. He wobbled a bit, but it was fun. Go a little bit faster, and faster, and faster. Duck rode past Cow and waved to her. "Hello, Cow," said Duck. "Moo," said Cow. But what she thought was, a duck on a bike? That's the silliest thing I've ever seen. Come onto your hands and knees for cow pose. Starting in table, arch your back and look up to the sky. Moo! Take a deep breath in. Moo! Then Duck rode past Sheep. "Hello, Sheep," said Duck. "Bah," said Sheep. But what she thought was, he's going to hurt himself if he's not careful. For sheep pose, come back onto your hands and knees. Sit back on your feet. Take a deep breath in. Come up to table and say, "Bah!" Try it again. Start back at your feet. Deep breath in. Bah! And one more time. Bah! Duck was riding better now. He rode past Dog. "Hello, Dog," said Duck. "Woof," said Dog. But what he thought was, that's a mighty neat trick. Starting from table on your hands and knees, turn your toes under and stretch your legs straight, reaching your tail up towards the sky. Take a deep breath in and say, "Woof, woof, woof, woof." Then Duck rode past Cat. "Hello, Cat," said Duck. "Meow," said Cat. But what she thought was, I wouldn't waste my time riding a bike. For cat pose, come back onto your hands and knees. Tuck your chin and look at your tummy. Push your spine up towards the sky and say, meow. Try it again. Look to your belly button. Push your spine up and say, meow. Duck pedaled a little faster. He rode past Horse. Hello, Horse, said Duck. Nay, said Horse. But what he thought was, you're still not as fast as me, Duck. Let's come down onto our tummy for horse pose. From here, bend your knees so your toes are pointing up towards the sky. Reach back with one hand and grab onto your foot. Then reach back with the other and grab onto the other foot. Arch up for horse pose. Duck rang his bell as he rode toward Chicken. Hello, Chicken, said Duck. Clock, clock, said Chicken. But what she thought was, watch where you're going, Duck! For Chicken pose, we're going to stand up with our feet flat on the floor. Then bend your knees and squat way down low. Hide your thumbs under your arms and say, cluck, 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 cluck. Then Duck rode past Goat. Hello, Goat, said Duck. Ma, said Goat. But what he thought was, I'd like to eat that bike. Goats like to eat many different things. And today, we're going to exercise our jaw, just like a goat would when eating all those crazy things. So, take your fingers alongside your cheeks and see if you can feel your mouth open and close. We're going to chew big goat chews, just like that, opening and closing our mouth really wide. Now, normally when you chew, you're supposed to chew with your mouth closed. But for goat pose, we're really exercising our jaw. Open and close. Here we go. Duck stood on the seat and rode past Pig and Pig. Hello, pigs, said Duck. Oink, said Pig and Pig. But what they thought was, Duck is such a show-off. Those pigs were rolling in mud. Let's do the same. Come down on your back and put your feet up high. Grab onto the inside of your feet and rock side to side like you're rolling in some mud. Say squish, squash, squish, squash, and maybe even give me your best pig sound. Oink, 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 oink. Then Duck rode no hands past Mouse. Hello, Mouse, said Duck. Squeak, said Mouse. But what he thought was, I wish I could ride a bike just like Duck. Come into your teeny tiny mouse pose. Sitting on your feet, bring your hands down by your toes and rest your whole self over, reaching your head towards the floor. Take a deep breath in and say, squeak, 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 squeak. One more time. Deep breath in. Squeak, 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 squeak. Suddenly, a whole bunch of kids came down the road on their bikes. They were in such a hurry that they didn't see Duck. They parked their bikes by the house and went inside. Look at all the animals eyeing those bikes. What do you think they might be thinking? Now, all the animals had bikes. They rode around and around the barnyard. "This is fun," they all said. "Good idea, Duck." Let's ride those bikes again. Only this time, you get to choose which animal from the farm you want to be. Maybe it's the duck, maybe the horse, maybe the dog, or maybe the mouse. You decide and let me know by the noise you're making. Let's get on our bikes. Come down to the mat. Put your feet up high. Hands go up high too. And start to pedal. Then let me hear which farm animal you are riding a bike. Oink, oink. Squeak, squeak. Woof, woof. Moo. Then they put all the bikes back by the house, and no one knew that on that afternoon there had been a cow, a sheep, a dog, a cat, a horse, a chicken, a goat, 2 pigs, a mouse, and a duck on a bike. The end. Oh my, look at Duck. He's eyeing that tractor. What do you think might happen next? Thank you for joining me on this BooksMoveMe yoga adventure. See you next time.